They made her delete all her social media because they came after her family. Oh man, real normal behavior here. Classic. Real cool and real normal behavior. Carbon footprint from Israel's. Oh, I like how Gaza made her completely forget about climate law. That's another one that they say about Greta. Instead, MIT student commencement address speaker decided that it was appropriate to use the moment of hate-filled rhetoric against Israelis and Jews. Oh.
It is no secret that at this time, academic institutions across the country are shrouded.
It's pretty crazy that the moment that Greta went from being a climate change activist to a socialist, she shed so much of her support and so much of the media opportunities that she had. But the death knell, like the death blow, came after she came out in opposition to Israel's genocide of the Palestinians. It's over. There has not been a singular fucking moment where she has gotten like even an ounce of positive press since that has taken place. Yeah, it became. This is I haven't seen this, but I suspect this basically covers like when the media stopped, and it wasn't actually before. It was actually before Palestine. People don't know this, but it was actually when she said she was a socialist. When she said climate change is a capitalist problem. That's when people were like, "What the? Hey, yo, fucking chill out. Who the do you think you are?" That's when like a lot of the positive coverage went away, and they basically ignored her. And then when she came out as pro-Palestine, then the coverage came back, but negative coverage.
Shrouded in a dark cloud of uncertainty. The question of what will happen next echoes in our minds, and there is a lot of fear in many of our hearts. We must remind ourselves that when we came to this institution, we dreamt of the opportunity to make an impact on humanity. We have been given the privilege of access to a place like this, to a community like this, and it is now time to make use of it. We cannot allow fear to keep us from doing that. You have faced the obstacle of fear before, and you turned it into fuel to stand up for what is right. You showed the world that MIT wants a free Palestine. Last spring...
Yeah, MIT class president barred from graduation ceremony after a pro-Palestinian speech. Boom. Isn't that nuts? I mean, it's expected, and I'm pretty sure every single person that actually demonstrates the courage to say the truth know exactly what kind of penalties that are associated with this. This was her statement. Here, after this is done, I'll read you her statement.
Last spring, MIT's undergraduate body and graduate student union voted overwhelmingly to cut ties with the genocidal Israeli military. You called for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, and you stood in solidarity with the pro-Palestine activists on campus. You faced threats, intimidation, and suppression coming from all directions and the officials. But you prevailed because the MIT community that I know would never tolerate a right now, while we prepare to graduate and move forward with our lives.
Don't worry, MIT will apologize 30 years later. Not even. They'll put up a placard vaguely gesturing towards all of the student activists that they honored that stood in opposition to the untold crimes that Israel was doing, that MIT itself was participating in. Look no further than Columbia. She's class president at MIT. She's clearly quite public about her views. She's not afraid of you. She probably isn't applying the jobs at Palantir. Make that famous. May she never find a career path and be humiliated for what she did and did before that. P.S. Mega, if you want to sound cool, work on your Raza accent. They made her delete all her social media because they came after her family. Oh, man. Real normal behavior here. Classic. Real cool and real normal behavior. Carbon footprint from Israel's war. Oh, I like how Gaza made her completely forget about climate law. That's another one that they say about Greta. Instead, MIT student commencement address speaker decided that it was appropriate to use the moment of hate-filled rhetoric against Israelis and Jews. Oh, stop crying. Stop crying. Oh my God.
There are no universities left in Gaza. We are watching Israel try to wipe Palestine off the face of the earth, and it is a shame that MIT is a part of it. The Israeli occupation forces are the only foreign military that MIT has research ties with. This means that Israel's assault on the Palestinian people is not only aided and abetted by our country, but our school. As scientists, engineers, academics, and leaders, we have a commitment to support life, support aid efforts, and call for an arms embargo, and keep demanding now, as alumni, that MIT cuts the ties. Now, I invite you all to join me in the tradition of turning the ring. Please raise your brass rat or grad rat bearing hands, and as you lift it off your fingers, notice that the beaver is no longer facing you. It is now facing the world. This is a world that we will be entering with an immeasurable responsibility. We will carry with us the stamp of the MIT name, the same name that is directly complicit in the ongoing of the Palestinian people. And so we carry with us the obligation to do everything
I hear the one hog in the background freaking the out.
we can to stop it. Class of 2025, you are MIT. Pressure is nothing to you. I know you will take it head on, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
This is what she said. I am not disappointed that I did not get to walk the stage with my classmates yesterday. For 2 entire graduation sessions, over 2 years now, thousands of bright Gazan students should have been able to walk across the stage and receive their diplomas. These students did not get to walk because Israel murdered them, displaced them from their homes, and destroyed their schools. I see no need for me to walk across the stage of an institution that is complicit in the genocide. I am, however, disappointed that MIT's officials massively overstepped their roles to punish me without merit or due process, with no indication of any specific policy broken. These repressive measures are proof that the university is guilty of aiding and abetting and is scrambling to quell dissent while hypocritically claiming to protect free speech. They want to distract from what is happening in Palestine and their role in it, and instead shift focus to punish students of conscience. MIT and all complicit institutions must know that they will have no peace until they cut ties with the Israeli military. Clearly, their divestment from Elbit was purely performative. Yeah, it's crazy because they're like, come on, what do you want? We divested from one Israeli contractor.
Overseas now.
Like, what more do you want? Shut up. Fun fact, Netanyahu graduated from MIT. It's not such a fun fact. In July and August 2023, there were large protests in Gaza against Hamas's economic policy. Not that people ever lost sight of the blockade. Of course, Palestinians are critical of Hamas for various reasons. Yeah. I think it's quite instructive, as I've said over and over again, that the Palestinians in the West Bank have a higher degree of favorability towards Hamas than the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Because the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip actually live under Hamas. And with that, there is obviously a lot more of a Hamas's governance. Part of that is directly a consequence of mismanagement, corruption, right? But another part of that is, of course, the Israeli blockade that makes it virtually impossible for good governance to take place. But make no mistake, Palestinians that don't live under Hamas like Hamas more than the Palestinians that do live under Hamas. Having said that, however, there is no meaningful solution to this issue that goes through aid campaign. Anyway, let's talk about this. This is going to piss off a lot of people, what I'm going to say about Ukraine targeting Russian airfields in major drone attack. Are you guys ready? Let's start.